Hi guys, this is Rosa Kelly and today I'm here with another 1 hour project. We are going to be making this 7x7 mini album. So hi guys, welcome back to another 1 hour crafty fun. So I am here with another one of my mini kits. I'm gonna be using the Prima Wild and Free collection. I'm so happy I was able to find this one because this is a retired collection. I did do a project with this, I think 2 years ago, and I loved that so much, so I'm gonna try to recreate something very similar. And so on the kit you have the A4 papers, also the journaling cards, some flowers, and some chipboard. So I went ahead and cut my chipboard at 7x7, so I have 2 pieces, and then also I cut one piece at 7x3.5. Yes, so we're going to start by binding these together. I'm going to be using some black heavyweight cardstock and also lightweight cardstock as well for the binding. So let me put this on the side. So we are going to start by joining 2 pieces of cardstock. So I'm using black for the base here and lightweight, like I said. So we're just gonna join these 2, and then we're going to add the chipboard pieces. So let's go ahead and start with the spine. Okay, so we're just gonna put this here on the center, and then we're going to add the 2 other pieces here on the side. I'm gonna put one here and this one. And then we're going to wrap this up. So first I like to take out the extra on the sides. So we're just going to cut this a little bit smaller, and then you also want to take out the corners. And as I always mention, there is this ruler, and I need to get the link. A lot of you were asking me for the link and I can't seem to find it. So darling, if you're watching, please send me the link to your Etsy store one more time. And so I'm going to now fold the cardstock. So you just want to massage these a little bit, and I'm going to fold these over, and then we're going to press down, and we are going to add the tape right here. Okay, so I'm just going to press down on my tape. Okay, so now we're going to remove the tape and fold this over. Okay, so here we go. And then I'm going to do the same on this side right here. So Mother's Day is next week. Next weekend actually. This time I think it's coming quite quickly because tomorrow is the 1st. Instead of, you know, the 1st, sometimes when the 1st is on a Monday, then we have a little bit more time to prepare for Mother's Day. But this time we basically only have 1 more week, and I think this will make a really cute Mother's Day idea, Mother's Day gift as well. So here we go. And also I am finishing one of my video classes, and it's also oriented towards Mother's Day projects, and so I can't wait to get that one done. I mean, it is done, I just have to edit the videos and add it to the website. I do have the kits already on the website. So yeah, so I gotta get onto that. Tomorrow I'm super excited because my brother is coming to town. He's coming from Lima, and he's gonna stay with us for a whole month. So gotta get ready for that. So today I am gonna be crafting a lot and enjoying the weekend with my brother and just doing something fun. I mean, we can probably go to the city, I don't know, we'll see. And okay, so now that you finish wrapping all of your book, I'm going to just mark here on my bending lines. Okay, and then we're gonna fold and we're going to fold, and there you go. So now we have the base for a cute little mini album, and now we're gonna work on the hinges. So for the hinges, I went ahead and cut a piece of lightweight cardstock at 6.5, and this is by 11 inches. So we are going to score first at 1.5 inches, and then we're going to score every 3/4 inches. So I'm going to score at 2.25, 3 inches, 3 3/4, 4.5, 5.25, 6 inches, and then we're gonna do 6 3/4 and 7.5, and then one more at 8.25. So this book is only going to have 3 signatures, so I'm going to skip the first 3/4 inch and I'm going to join the next 2 together. Okay, we are going to press down and fold this over and press down. Then we're going to skip the next, fold the next 2 together. I'm going to fold this down and then the other side. Okay, and then skip the next and do the other 2 pieces, and we're going to fold both ways here. Now we're going to add some tape to keep this closed. So let's turn this back to the other side. We're going to open this up and add tape, or you can also add glue, but you want to add your tape behind each one of these hinges. Okay, so just on one side, peel off this tape, and now we're going to press down. Then we're going to add tape on the next one, take that out, and we're going to fold this, and let's do that one more time. Okay, and peel off the tape and press this down, and now we have our 3 little hinges. Now before I add this onto the book, I like to add my double-sided tape here as well. So we're going to do tape on both sides of the hinge now, and you want the tape to be closest to the outside edge. Okay, so 1 and 2, then we're going to do the next one. Okay, and the one on the back. There you go. And then we're going to do this one and the one on the back right here. And then we're just going to press down, and we're going to add these to our book. So as you can see, we have one score line, okay, the first one that we skip, and we're going to use this score line at the beginning to line it up right here with the bending line of the book. And I'm going to just add my glue on the back. Okay, so I'm just gonna do all of this and just add that right here on the center, and then I'm going to press down. Okay, and then I'm going to press between the hinges, and there you go. So then we are going to score on the bending line on the back. So I'm just going to find the two little gaps right here and give this a good score. So I'm trying to line this up. I don't know why this is moving. Okay, here we go. And then we're going to fold this in, and then this one we already have the score line, so we're just going to fold this in. And the last thing I'm going to do for the binding is I'm going to use two pieces of 6 3/4 by 6 3/4, and I'm going to just glue this down onto my book. Okay, so we are going to do one right here and one more on this side. Okay, here we go. And I'm just going to press down and press down, and then we're just going to work on the pages. So I am going to use now my heavyweight cardstock, and I'm going to cut 3 pieces of 6 1/2 by 6 3/4. Okay, so right here, and so here is one, and then also save your scrap pieces. Okay, so 6 1/2 by 6 3/4. And then I need to do one more here, 6 1/2 by 6 3/4. And then we're going to do 3 pieces of 6 1/2 by 7 3/4. Okay, so here we go, 6 1/2 by 7 3/4. So I did 2, and now I'm going to do one more. By 7 3/4. So we are going to score at 1/2 inch, and we're gonna turn this around and do 1/2 inch. And we're doing this on the 7 3/4 side. Okay, so same thing here, and same thing, and here we go. One more time, and then we're going to fold along the score line, and we're going to add our double-sided tape. So let me move that over, and here we go. So I'm just gonna cut this out, and then we're going to do this on the back. Okay, so there we go. Press down, and then we're going to join together the smaller piece. So we're just going to line this up. Okay, press down and remove the tape, and then we will do the same for the back. Okay, so here we go. We have our first page, and let's go ahead and do this a couple more times. Okay, so I have my pages, and now I'm going to start working on my pages a little bit before I put them into the book. So I'm just going to first select the pieces that I want on my cover. Okay, so I think I'm gonna select this one and maybe this one here for the cover. And then I want this one for the cover. And then, okay, so I'm putting this one back. And then I know I want to use one of these images for the cover as well. So I'm just gonna put this on the side. Okay, so here we go. I'm gonna start with this piece. First, I'm going to take out this top section. And then I'm going to cut this down to 6.5. Okay, so you want to cut this vertically like that. And then I am going to grab my score board and I'm going to score at 6.5. So I'm going to go from the bottom up and score at 6.5. Okay, so this is going to be a flap that's going to open up like that, and that's how we are going to add this onto the book. Oh, actually, okay, so this needs to be 6.25 because I forgot. Okay, this is not actually a square. This is 6.75 by 6.5, so I need this to be 6.25 instead of 6.5. Okay, so that is going to go perfectly right there. Now, before I glue these, I'm going to be using some twine to add as a closure for these pages. So I'm going to use a little piece here, and we're going to add this onto the back with some tape. Okay, so here we go. Add some tape right here and maybe another one right up there. Okay, and now I'm going to glue this piece. Okay, so here we go. And I'm just gonna add some glue behind the twine as well. You can use a ribbon if you don't have twine. And I'm going to put this right onto my page. Okay, here we go. And press down. Okay, so then I am also going to use the journaling cards. So let me pick a cute one, because this is I don't know, I feel like the first page of a book, it's almost like as important as the cover. Okay, so this one says let's be wild. I like that. And then I think that's the one I want. Okay, so that one is going to go right here, but instead of gluing this down, I'm going to use another piece of cardstock. So this is going to be 6.25. I'm actually gonna do it like this, 6.25 by 8.5. Okay, here we go. And I am going to score this piece on half. Okay, so that will be at 4.25. Okay, so 6.25 by 8.5, and we are scoring at 4.25. And then we're basically just making this little booklet very quick and easy, and we are going to glue this piece in here. Now, before we glue that, I'm going to add another piece of twine right underneath. Okay, so I'm just going to do one more little piece. And so you want to put this on the top flap and the bottom sides. Okay, so right there. And I'm going to do 2 pieces of this tape. Okay, and now we're going to glue that other piece over. And then also, since this one has the round corners, you can go ahead and do the round corners. I don't know if I'll be able to do it. Let me try here. Because this is like a heavy weight. Okay, so I guess you could do it. And it's a little bit tricky when you work with heavy weights or stock. Or maybe we'll just do the bottom. Okay, oops, there you go. Okay, so I'll just do the bottom. And I'm going to add this piece now. Okay, so right here. Okay, so now we have these, and we are going to add that onto our page. I hope you can see fine. I'm kind of keeping this in here so I don't have to bring it in and out. Okay, so then I'm going to glue these right here, right on the center. Okay, I'm actually just going to glue the top or the bottom, so this could be also a pocket. Okay, so I always like having secret pockets, and you can or cannot use it, it's up to you, but sometimes it's good to add a little journaling card so you can talk about the pictures that you're adding. And here we go. So now this is going to open up like that, and then this whole flap is also going to open up, and then we are going to secure these on the front. And I like the twine, the jute twine for this collection because it gives it that little rustic little bit, and yeah, I like that. Okay, so here we go. So now we have the first page, and now we're going to do the back. So for the back, I'm going to use some of my scraps here, and I'm going to cut these at 7.5, okay, to make a pocket. So this is, I'm going to cut this down to 4.5. Okay, so 4.5 by 7.5, and let's score at 1/2 inch on 3 sides. Okay, so 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, and okay, so I went ahead and cut out the corners, and now we're going to fold along the score lines here, and we're just going to add this to the back. Okay, and then when I do pockets, I always cover this up with paper at the end, because this is a good place to just use some small scrap pieces. Okay, so I'm just going to do this here. Okay, so we're gonna add that, and then we're gonna move on to the next page. Okay, so here we go. So now we have this back piece with the pocket and the front piece. I love that. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. So I'm going to do basically the same thing, and okay, so let's use another one of these pieces. I think we could use this one. Actually, I don't, yeah, let's use something that's more double-sided. Okay, so we'll use this piece here, and I'm going to cut these at 7. Okay, first we're gonna take out this top piece, and now we're gonna cut these at 6.5, and I'm going to score this at 6.25. So fold this over. Okay, and there we go. And then are going to add that onto our new page. So we're basically going to do the same thing we did before and add our twine before we glue this down. So you can add it here or you can add it in the back. And oops, okay, so my tape. So I like this type of book because you're kind of minimizing a lot of the cutting and matting. We are kind of combining these two steps into one. Okay, so I'm gonna add the tape, and I like to add two, that way it's a little bit more secure, and then we can glue this onto our page. Okay, so let's take this out here. Okay, and I'm just going to glue the whole thing and add this right to this side. Okay, so another page with a little flap over. Okay, so now I'm going to use another one of my journaling cards, and so this time I'm going to make the layouts what do you call it? Vertical. So we can use that, or we can use this one. Okay, I like this one. And what that means is I'm going to use another piece of 8.5 by 6.25, and we're also going to score these at 4.25 along the 8.5 inch side. Okay, and so we go. Now we have these right here. Okay, so I'm going to add my twine and glue this piece. Okay, put that right here. And if you want to add more pages, we can actually double this little booklet, so we can do that as well. So I'm just gonna add my tape here first and peel this off, and peel that off, and then we're going to add this piece. I have kitties next to me, if you can hear that. Okay, so we're gonna put that here, and so we're gonna do one more piece of 6.25 by 8.5. So I'll grab one more piece here. Okay, so 6.25 by 8.5, and then I'm also going to need a piece of 6.25 by 2 inches, and then let's score these pieces. So again, we're going to score at 4.25. Okay, right here, and the small piece we are going to score at 1 inch. Okay, so then we're going to fold along the score lines these two pieces, and I'm going to glue on one side here, and I'm just going to put that on this side, which is the close side. Okay, and here we go. So we put it on the close side, and we're going to glue this one on top right there. So here we go. Let's go ahead and add these right on top, and now we have the double, we have double the amount of areas for pictures, and we can go ahead and glue this piece here, right on the center. Okay, there we go, just right there. And then I'm just gonna press down, and then we have these little booklets, and then this also opens up, and then we're gonna tie this right here, and that is going to be our page number 3. So I'm just gonna cut out the extra, and there you go. So now let's work on the back. So now for the next page, I'm gonna use lightweight cardstock, and I'm going to cut 4 pieces of 4 3/4 by 6 1/4. So I'm going to cut this 6 1/4 and 4 3/4, and one more 4 3/4. And I'm using lightweight because we're gonna be building a waterfall, and I don't like doing waterfalls with the heavyweight cardstock because then they just don't sit right. It's kind of weird. Okay, so we're going to score at 1/2 inch along the 4 3/4 inches. Okay, so 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay, so then we're going to fold along the score line, and we're going to add them right onto our book. So I'm just going to start with this one. Okay, so 3 and 1 more, 4. And then we are going to glue them onto the page. So I'm just gonna add some glue, and I'm going to start not right on the edge, but I'm going to offset this just a tiny bit. Okay, and just press down. Then we're gonna open this up and add the next one. Okay, so right below where that 1/2 inch ends, we're going to add this piece, and then we're gonna open this up and do the next one again right below. And then we're gonna open this one and add one more piece here. Okay. And then we are going to add one of our 4 by 6 cards right in there. And then of course we are going to use our twine. Okay, so I'm gonna cut my 2 pieces, and we're gonna put one right here, and then we're gonna glue down this piece. So let's take that out, and then we're gonna add some glue. There you go. Okay, so then press down, and there we go. So now we have our waterfall, and then I'm also going to add, open that up, these twine. Okay, so then I was thinking you can also hide the waterfall by adding another piece, and so I'm gonna do that really quick because I want to see how that would look. So we're going to cut another piece of 4 3/4 by 6 1/4. Okay, and then we're going to also score at 1/2 inch, and we're gonna add this piece on the bottom. So let's see, 1/2 inch here. I'm gonna fold these along the score line, and then I'm going to glue that to the bottom here. So let's see, sorry, there's a lot of mess going on. Okay, so I'm going to put this piece on the bottom, and so I'm just gonna remove the tape from this one, and we're gonna glue this down here. I'm gonna press down, and then I also want to add a little piece right there, so I'm just gonna glue this one down. So this is another one of the journaling cards. Okay, so then we're gonna open this one, and you're gonna cover that up, and then we're gonna open that, and then we can close this, and it's kind of like hidden, right? I like that. Okay, so we can now just do our little bow, and we are done with this page. I love this one. Okay, paper's so cute. So let's move on to the next two. Okay, so for this page, I'm going to use this design. I'm going to cut out the top first, and then this is going to be 6.5 by 6.25. Okay, so basically this whole piece is going to go right there. I'm not gonna glue this yet. I am going to use another piece of cardstock, and I'm cutting these for 5 inches by 11, and then we are going to score. Okay, so let me use this second one here, and so I'm going to score this piece at 3.5 and at 7 and at 10.5. Okay, so 3.5, 7 and 10.5, and then I'm going to fold this like a little accordion fold. Okay, do that, and then we're going to glue this piece right here. So you could glue it, or you could put it on the back and glue it on these sides. Okay, so it opens up like that. Or you could, if you wanted more center, you can glue it right here, but then when you open it, you will see that hinge. So I think what I'm going to do for mine is just put it on this back, and I'm going to add my glue right there and just wrap around it. Okay, so just like that, and then on the back I'm going to add my twine. So let's cut again 2 pieces, and I'm cutting this a little bit longer because these are going to go from the top all the way down. So I'm going to cut a piece here. So this is going to be 3.25 by 4.75, and we can go ahead and glue this down. Okay, right there. There you go. And then we can tie this. now we can glue this whole piece over. And okay, so let's take out tape. And glue this down. Okay. There we go. Okay, so I'm just going to center this on my page. Okay, so there we go. And that is our page. What number are we? 3, 4, 5. And then let's do the back. So for that piece, I'm going to cut a new page. I'm going to take the top out, and I'm actually going to just cut right here because I want to use this girl for the cover. I'm going to put that over there, and then this piece is going to be trimmed down to 6.5. Okay, so 6.5, and then we're going to score at 6.25 again. Okay, so 6.25, and we're going to fold these. Okay, and then this is going to go glued on this page. And again, before we glue this, we're going to add a couple more elements. Okay, so I went ahead and cut 4 pieces of 4 3/4 by 6 1/4 again, and we're going to score at 1/2 inch along the 4 3/4. And this is also lightweight cardstock. Okay, so here we go. And we're going to also build this waterfall, but this is going to go inside these booklets instead of on top. And so I'm going to just fold along here. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then we're going to add these pieces here. So I'm going to start on the side. I'm leaving a little bit of space, and let's go ahead and add this one. Okay, so fold and open this up and add the next one. I'm going to add one of my 4x6 cards. Right there. Okay, so then this is gonna wrap that together, and I'm going to add my twine on the back. Okay, so I think we can just do one long piece, and I'm just gonna add this one with my tape. Uh-oh, there's a little kitty coming to steal my twine. No. There we go. I'm just gonna go right here. Okay, so this is gonna go like that. If you don't like this, you can trim it off, but I think it's quite cute because I want to add one of my images. So for example, one of these small little cards can go here. Since we have two, I'm just gonna use this one. Okay, I'm going to back this up on some cardstock. Okay, and put it right here. There you go. And you can actually make that into a little fold out. Okay, so let's cut this. Okay, and then I'm going to score, and this is extra, you don't have to do that. So I'm just gonna score really close to the image. That way we can make that into these little booklets. Okay, so I'm just gonna score right here again and fold this in. Okay, so then we have these little booklets, and I'm going to glue this one right here. So I'm only gonna add glue on half of these and add it right there. And I really like that. I like how that looks. I'm gonna put it higher up so I don't have to put the bow right on her face. And I'm gonna tie this whole piece together. And there you go. And you can tie it more to the side if you don't want to have it on her face. Okay, so maybe we'll put it over here. Yeah, I think that's better. So now I'm gonna cut that. We're done with our pages. Actually, I still need to finish this one. So I'm just going to use the journaling cards. So I'm gonna put one here, right there, and then the other one. This one has to be trimmed a little bit, so I'm gonna cut this. Okay, and I'm just gonna glue this down now. So I went ahead and just cut a little bit on the bottom, and there we go. So now we have our pockets, and you can add all of the extra cards in there. And now let's add our pages to our book. And so we're gonna start right here. Let's go ahead and take out the tape. We're gonna add first page. Remove the tape. Then fold that to the other side and remove the tape. And same thing here for the next two. Find the center. Okay, and then we're gonna slide over. Okay, just like that. And the back. Okay, and the last page. Okay, so again, find the center and add the page here. Oops. Okay, and remove the tape, and here we go. Okay, so now we have our pages onto our book, and we can go ahead and work on the inside covers. So I'm going to cut two pieces of 6.5 by 6.5. Okay, so I'm actually gonna start on the top. Okay, 6.5 by 6.5. Okay, so I'm just gonna glue this one. Right here. And we are going to add this one here. Okay, so then we can come back and do just a couple more layouts and decorations for the pages. And so for now, let's work on the cover. I'm going to use these two designs for my front cover. So let's go ahead and cut this down to 6 3/4 by 6 3/4. Now I want to make sure I get that flower. Okay, so go like that, and then I'm gonna offset this. Okay, so I'm gonna cut it like this, and then I'm going to do 6 3/4 this way. Okay, and for the other one, for the back, I'm just going to cut this. It's a lot easier. Okay, so 6 3/4 by 6 3/4, both pieces. Oh, and then I need a spine, so I'm gonna use the black side, and this is going to be 6 3/4 by 3 1/4. Okay, so I'm going to glue the back. Let's see here. That is the back. And we're going to glue the spine also. So those two are pretty simple. Okay, so 1 and 2. Okay. Okay, and then before I glue the cover, I'm going to work on this a little bit. So I am going to use the other girl image, and I'm sorry about my dog barking, going crazy. The neighbor is doing some yard work, and he just thinks they're trying to kill us. So I'm gonna use that image, and I'm going to first layer that here. And I think that I'm going to be using some of this youth. Just give this a little frame like that, and like that. Okay, so then I'm going to just fray this a little bit, take that out. Okay, and I think I like this, so we're gonna put that like that. Then we have our flower. Okay, so I'm gonna do something like that. Now if you're doing this for Mother's Day, you can probably add a picture instead of adding the image of the girl. I'm just gonna glue that like that, very simple. Okay, so also I'm going to be adding some pieces of papers. You can use your scraps, and I think I'm just gonna add more layers to the color. Oops, I think I cut this. I didn't cut this right. Okay, so that should be fine. Okay, so I'm going to round the corners, and okay, so I think I'm ready to start gluing these images, and I like that layered look for these. Ooh, you know what? Almost forgot. We can use some scrap chipboard pieces and add dimension here. So I'm just gonna cut these. Okay, like that. There we go. So we're lifting this image up a bit. Oops, I'm running out of glue. Okay. So I'm gonna put that here, and then we're gonna add the next layer. This right there, and then the girl can also be on some chipboard. I want to put it like off to the side, and then we can do the flowers. Okay, and then before I glue that, I'm actually going to add some of my twine because I just really like the look of that. And I'm going to put this on the back like that. Okay, so here we have our bow. I think I'm just gonna try to see if I can move it more down. I don't know, can I do that? Oh, there you go. Okay, so that's where I want it. And I'm just gonna add this piece. And there we go. Now we have our beautiful cover. I love how this turned out, minus the extra glue. I have glue everywhere. Okay, here we go. That's how that looks. I think it's really cute, beautiful for Mother's Day. I love these flowers. And there we go. So we're done with the cover, and I think this book came out super fast. I will be back with a final walkthrough after I add more elements to the book, since I have a lot of leftovers here that we can still use. I have all of these and then some of these journaling cards as well. So I hope that you guys enjoy crafting along with me for a whole hour. Let me know if you try this project. If you like to get one of these kits, visit my website and they are listed there as well. I will be adding the May kits really soon also, so be on the lookout for that, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye bye.